is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. It is time for Serie A Week 35 predictions. Inter Milan slipped up in the title race, losing to Roma, and Napoli piled on the pressure, getting another win to nil. Monza, of course, relegated, and all to play for between Lecce, Venezia, and Empoli, as well as the very exciting race for Europe. As you can see, there's only 3 points between 4th place and 8th place, which is just incredible. Serie A continued to do what Serie A does on the Full 90, being the best week for perfect score predictions. Last week, we correctly predicted that Napoli and AC Milan would win 2-0, so hopefully we can replicate that in today's video. Real quick, flashing up on the screen all of the people that are supporting me over on the Patreon. If you want access to that, exclusive members tips and accumulators over there, the group chats, direct messaging access to me, and a shout out in every single video, then please do click the top link in the description. If you don't want to buy a membership, I believe you can buy individual posts as well on their own for less money, but ultimately, of course, you get way more for the membership than if you were to buy each post individually. So if that's something you'd be interested in, be sure to click the top link in the description. And with that being said, let's kick it off with Torino up against Venezia. A win here for Venezia would be absolutely massive. It would see them leapfrog Lecce out of the relegation. I just don't think it's going to happen. Torino at home, favourites. They have nothing to play for. If you look here, there's 4 games to go. Torino can finish on a maximum of 55 points, and that at best puts them at 9th place, which does not get them any European football or anything like that. So they can't be relegated. They can't get European football. There's nothing to play for. So you could maybe look towards Venezia, but I'm just going to go for a 1-0 win. I think even though Venezia have it all to do, Torino don't. I still think the better team will win out. I'm going to go 1-0. The tip is going to be under 2.5 goals at 1.57. After this, we have Cagliari up against Udinese. Again, teams that don't really have anything to play for. You could argue maybe Cagliari just want to leave that little bit of daylight between them and the relegation spots. So I do think they are going to get this home win. I'm going to say a 1-0 win. Udinese winless in their last 7. Cagliari winning 2-0 against Verona, which was a really, really good result, seeing them leapfrog them in the league. I think they get the win here. The tip, again, at the same odds, is going to be under 2.5 goals at 1.57. I thought about Cagliari outright. By all means, that should be a consideration for you. After this, we have Parma up against Como. Como winning their last 4 games. Parma drawing 6 of their last 7 games. They want to, again, create that daylight between them and the bottom. I do think, however, it's going to be another draw for Parma. 2-2. And, I mean, look at that. 14 draws this season for Parma. I'm going for a 15th. The tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.7. We see both teams to score in a lot of Parma games. With Lazio there. They beat Juve 1-0, which was mad. But they got 2-2 with Inter. 1-1 with Monza, 2-2 with Torino. I'm going 2-2 with Como. After this, Lecce up against Napoli. I thought about going away from the classic 2-0 Napoli score prediction. I've got that right so many times this season. I thought about 3-0, but I am going to go 2-0 again. I mean, let's look at their recent results. 2-0, 1-0, 3-0, 1-1, 2-1, 0-0, 2-1. So there's a variety of wins, but they tend to score 2 goals. That is the common theme here. And I think Napoli are going to do it. The tip is going to be Napoli to win and under 3.5 goals at 2.1. That's what we tipped last game week. It came in. I mean, what a season it would be for Napoli to go sort of under the radar. Obviously, they didn't have European football because of their league finish last season, but to lose Kvaratskhelia and go on to win Serie A with the likes of Inter Milan, Atalanta even, that would be a phenomenal season. And I do think they beat Lecce here, so I'm going to go 2-0. After this, Inter Milan up against Verona. Verona, you'd argue, probably safe from relegation here. Inter Milan have it all to play for. I know they've got Champions League either side of this against Barcelona, but I still think they'll be good enough to get the job done against Verona regardless. So I'm going to go 3-0. The tip is Inter Milan -1 handicap at 1.9. I could very easily see a 2-0. I know Inter will be happy with a scrappy 1-0 as long as all their players are fit and ready to play Barcelona. That is their main focus, but they are very much fighting on both fronts. They have it all to play for in Serie A, and they cannot afford to lose this game. Even if they play a second-rate 11, they need to win this game. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 win. After this is Empoli up against Lazio. I think Lazio get the win. Empoli have only won 4 games all season. They're probably going to get relegated. I mean, they might pull it off. They might get out of the relegation spots. I do think Empoli are better than Lecce, and Lecce are one of the teams they're chasing, but I think Lazio win this one 2-0. The tip is going to be Lazio to win at 1.85. After this, it is Monza up against Atalanta. Atalanta will want to secure Champions League football this season, and I think they can pretty much do that with a win here. So I'm going to say a 3-0 win to Atalanta, but the tip is going to be Atalanta to win to 0 at 2.1. I mean, Monza, look at this record. 2-0 Juve, 1-0 Napoli, 1-0 Venezia, 3-1 Como, 3-0 Cagliari, got a 1-1 draw with Parma, and lost to Inter Milan. They're abysmal. They've been relegated. I mean, are they mathematically relegated? No. If they win their last 4 games, they could still stay up in theory. But Atalanta are going to relegate Monza here back down to Serie B, where they belong, I'm afraid, with a resounding win. After this, we have Roma up against Fiorentina. Roma going all the way. Fiorentina, brilliant form as well. These are, you could argue, the 2 form teams of the division. And a win here for one of these 2 teams, you could say, might be what is needed for them to get Champions League. You could argue if whoever loses this game can't really then get Champions League. Because let's say Roma win, which I do think is going to happen. I'm going 2-1. The tip is Roma to win at 1.66. If Roma get to 63 points, that puts Fiorentina at least 3 points off of Champions League, probably more, with a few weeks to go. It's not looking likely for the loser of this game, and I think Roma do get the win and continue their push for Champions League, which absolutely could be the case. And I'd like to have Roma back in the Champions League, to be honest. So I'm going 2-1 Roma to win. After this, it's Bologna up against Juventus. This is even bigger. If Juve win this, you say that's pretty much Champions League football, I would say. If Bologna win this, I mean, this is an incredible game. And I think it lends itself to a 1-1 draw. Bologna got a disappointing 0-0 against Udinese. Udinese had nothing to play for. Bologna were all over them. They just couldn't score. Juventus, 2-0 win against Monza. We tipped that correct score prediction over on the Patreon as well. They went down to 10 men after being 2-0 up and just held them off. Very professional performance. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. And the tip is going to be draw at 3. Draw Ventus to make a return. 14 draws this season and only 1 in the last 7. So that shows you how often they used to draw when they were unbeaten for so long in Serie A. As you can see, lost 4 all season, 3 of which have been in the last 7 games. But I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. After this, Genoa against AC Milan. AC Milan winning 2-0 against Venezia. Where's the other 2-0? They had a recent one, I'm pretty sure. I guess not on that list. I'm going for a 2-0 AC Milan win. Again, the tip is going to be AC Milan to win at 1.9. Can AC Milan get a European spot? It's unlikely, but this will be the result they need to do it. Genoa have nothing to play for, but what a week of Serie A we have ahead of us. So here's a summary. I've got both teams to score in 3 games. Not a lot at all, but I think the likes of Napoli, Inter, Atalanta, the top of the table, will win comfortably, but really all to play for. Roma, Fiorentina, Bologna, Juventus, and I think they're close matchups as well. So keep an eye on that. That is going to do it for my Serie A predictions. Please do let me know yours down in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, drop a like, subscribe down below so you don't miss any future videos, and I'll see you in the next one very soon.